Headed up to the Miramichi to do a little fly fishing. We got decent raise in water. Not decent, but I mean 10 centimeters, a little bit more than 3 inches on the northwest. So I'm headed up to fish Call Pool. This is a day of marathon fishing. See if you guys can keep up with me. There's the time, 3:19 a.m. There's the road, and you can't see it, but there's a full moon. Not a full moon. Tomorrow's the full moon. We'll talk about that later on today. But anyways, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy this episode, and hit that like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and let's get this channel up and running. Oh, there's our full moon. Almost full moon. All right, see you guys up there. Okay, what's up, guys? Yeah, a few unexpected things. First off, welcome to Werrington, not Call Pool. I messed up. Yeah. Basically, forgot my sunglasses downstairs. One was in the car. Ran back upstairs and grabbed them. Ran back inside the car. Like, I don't know, whatever. You get a point. Basically, it threw me off by 10 minutes. And driving up here, the truck in front of me drove to Call Pool first. So here I am, morning sunrise at Werrington, because this pool is was my second time stop for the day. Kind of sucks I don't think Call Pool, but here we are. Werrington Bridge. But I'm wearing a down jacket this morning because it's freezing. It's awesome. It's 5 degrees Celsius up here this morning. The river bumped up about 10 centimeters, 3 inches or so. So that's really good. We went from 0.542-ish to 0.642. So that's good. That's a good bump. More rain on the way this week. Water temperatures staying nice and cold. So we're going to fish out Werrington first thing this morning. And we're going to see how we do. And then we got a good 4-hour time window for the tides at Quarryville. So back to the stomping grounds. I'm going to be fishing Quarryville today, and yeah, stuff planned for you guys. We'll see what's up, and we'll check back in here soon enough. All right. Okay, guys. So here we are. I'm fishing personally my favorite section, Werrington. Right above the top of the rapids here. Some nice structure, some rocks over there. Throw a decent line. I've hooked quite a few fish right up here at the top, along this top right here. So you can see it almost makes a V pointing downstream. The deepest part of that channel is going to be in the center of that V. That's what forms that V. So you get some shallow shoals in the middle, left and right down the center. To the deepest section of this pool. That's how you read that. So as far as your salmon go, your salmon are going to be moving up through the deeper sections with this current. They're going to be taking a break beside the boulders, in front of the boulders, behind the boulders. There's these little hydro cushions that the structure in the rocks create underneath the water, and it gives the salmon a little break from the current when they're working their way up through that rapid. So I really like this spot. Another really cool thing about Werrington Bridge, I just throw the fish back there. Do you guys see that? It's definitely a grill, but just throw the fish. See what I was saying, one of the really nice things about this pool. So there's a lot of cold water that comes from above stream. So, oh, there we go. We're fish on, guys. Fish on. Had a good pull to it. See what we got. Got weight. This is what it's all about. Is this the one? Moving upstream.
taking line on me. Ladies and gentlemen, what have we got? I swear, if this is a chub, I'll cry. I'll cry. It's getting close. We're gonna see in a minute here. Ladies and gentlemen, our first grills of the season. Woo! Ah! He did it! Oh my God! It was on film! Ladies and gentlemen, the Miramichi! First grills of the season. He rose it on film. He hooked it on film. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, the Swarts. I'll stop talking about myself in the third person right now. Okay, so this fly is barbless. This is a grill. He's got lots of energy. I've got him in a good position here. I'm gonna do what I can. Try and tail this fish. I've got a 12-foot spay rod, so it's a little harder. But I seem to have it hooked pretty good. I'm just tiring him out a little bit. Oh, what a great feeling, guys. He took that out pretty good. Okay, we've got a leader. I'm gonna try to keep this fish in the water. Okay, there you go. That fish is gone. Okay, flies out. I'm happy. The fish is actually still right in the water right here. You guys aren't gonna be able to see it. All right, guys. We did it. Welcome to Fishing on the Miramichi with your boy Swarts.
All right, there we go. We made it happen. Yeah. First fish of the year, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. My wife is gonna be so happy she might just shave this mustache herself. Now it was a grill, mind you, but hey, same species. We're good. That was awesome. So we hooked that that nice grill at Werrington pool first thing this morning. Turned out me forgetting me sunglasses. It was great. Those guys booted me at a call pool, hooked up at Werrington on camera. Pretty awesome, pretty stoked. Met up with an older gentleman there and his grandson. We were having a little chat there at the pool. Hopefully they make out. We'll see. Maybe they hook something. It'd be pretty cool. We're headed upstream to Miners Bridge. We're gonna go see if we can see a couple fish at the bridge, see if anything's holding. See if we can talk to the guys that were fishing there this morning, see how they made out. Might go check Little River, and then I think I'm gonna go stop in and see my buddy Sid Matchett at the Trout Brook Fly Shop and let him know I finally got into a fish. So anyways, we're headed up. We'll see if we can see some fish at the bridges here, or Miners, and Little River. We'll check back in. If we can see some fish, I'll get the camera on for you guys.
Hey there, guys. What's going on, eh? It's your boy Swarts. It's pretty fishy here, isn't it? I'd say so. We are fishing the cable pool. Cable pool is just a few kilometers upstream from where I was this morning, Werrington Bridge. I made a run up to Miners Bridge. I seen some fish sitting there. They might have been grills, but there's also a good chance they're a bunch of chubs. It's really hard to tell. I took a little drive into Little River to check that out. Still a little too early. The sun's not really on the pool yet, so you can't really see into it. So, I didn't see any salmon, at least, sitting at Miners Bridge. The guys weren't fishing call pool anymore. That kicked me out of there this morning, so I'm not sure. Chances are they didn't hook anything, or else they would probably still be there. I was there at 8 o'clock, I'd say. So my plan is just to come a little bit upstream from where I was this morning, I left 2 other people fishing at Werrington, and now I'm upstream to possibly see if I can catch up with any more fish. I'm not sure if there's any more fish holding at Werrington or if they're just running through. If they were just running through, I was just at the right place at the right time to hook that fish. They'll move through quick, that's for sure. So, a few kilometers upstream. If that was that fish that I hooked was the last run of them there, the tail end of a group coming in. I don't know if I got up here quick enough, but anyways, I'm swinging a fly through here. This is called Cable Pool. Nice pool. Never actually hooked a fish here, but I've seen them hold here. I've actually spooked a bunch of fish here one time. Story behind that. Yeah, the weather today is shaping up to be A1. Beauty day. It's a little bit of a breeze kicking up. Looks like it's coming out of the southwest like it's supposed to. It is supposed to kick up to like a gust to like 29 kilometers an hour this afternoon. But I mean, it's supposed to be pretty mediocre, steady, like 16K, which is out east here, that's nothing. So not too worried about the wind today. Daytime high is supposed to be 23 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so we'll see what it gets there, see what it feels like. Hopefully it stays chilly, because this morning when I got up and started fishing, it was 5 degrees Celsius. I did that first pass and hooked my salmon, or my grills, wearing a down jacket this morning because I was frozen. I'm glad I brought it. Ooh, look, there's my lucky duck. And so yeah, pretty crazy. Hopefully it stays chilly throughout the day. We're headed to Quarryville after this. Actually, sorry, no, I'm gonna stop in and see Sid first. But Quarryville is on the stop for today. And so we're gonna talk strategy about Quarryville. And this pool fish is really nice. I don't know why I keep casting over there. Hey guys, what's up? So, fish cable pool, no bueno, species. Fish really nice though, this height. I'm gonna come back here and fish this pool a little bit more. What I just did is I actually just fished down the lower half of this pool, lower than those boulders that you can see in the background. But anyways, while I was down there, you really don't get much of a nice swing from this side. So I kind of crossed, and I would recommend, I think at least, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I would recommend fishing cable pool from the other side of the river, not the side that I'm fishing it from right now. If I come back next time and fish here, I definitely will do that. I know a lot of people kind of talk about this pool a little bit, but I would, yeah. And you can actually park on the other side of the road and go all the way down where I came in. So might start doing that. Definitely would fish better on the other side. But this is really nice. There's lots of structure here. I walked through. I mean, there's lots of sections there right now that are up to my hips. Even crossing here where the current's nice and fast. I didn't fish this upper rip because I've got this bay rod. Really should be fishing this with a single hand rod. It's a little tight, especially these upper bouldery sections. So, anyways, that's cable pool. We're headed to see Sid at Trout Brook Fly Shop, and we're gonna check with him, see what's going on, and then we're gonna go to Quarryville and we're gonna talk game planning. Alright guys, we're gonna head back to the car, grab a bite to eat, go see Sid, and check back in. Alright guys, we are here. The one, the only Quarryville. Talking to a buddy, and I think my strategy for the next few weeks, or a week or so at least, is I am gonna fish Quarryville pretty hard. I do hook a lot of fish here. There's an incredible amount of fish that do run through here. I mean, you're kind of crazy not to fish Quarryville, to be honest with you. The only thing you're contending with is people.
and it's terrible scenery. Yeah. But, like I said, I hook a lot of fish here. So, one of the biggest things at Quarryville is actually the tide. You really need to time fishing Quarryville based off of the tide. So the way that I was taught to do it, and kind of my rule of thumb for trying to plan when and fish Quarryville is to show up here about 2 hours before low tide and 2 hours after low tide. So it's about a 4-hour window to fish. The reason being is at high tide, there's no current here, really. I mean, you can go fish up top of the Quarryville here where there's the main rip, but even sometimes the water gets so high with some of the tides that you don't have much of a swing at all. It's like fishing in a lake. So you need to try and wait. And even I find like the fish really they take a lot better at low tide. So that's another big thing to it. But last year it was funny, like you could fish here in low water, and then once that tide was dropping and the tide was at a certain height, boom, fish would just get hooked like that. Like you'd see a whole bunch of fish in an hour or two get hooked, and then nothing until the next tide. So very important here, Quarryville, is to watch and pay attention to the tide and to fish it accordingly. So the tide that I'm falling off of is in Newcastle. So it's a little bit further down towards Miramichi. There's a car coming down here, looky loo. And anyways, some people say it takes an hour or so for the tide to push up here, or the low or the high, whatever it is. So give it 2 hours is kind of your rule of thumb. Fishing Quarryville, try and plan it out 2 hours before the low tide, 2 hours after the low tide. Your water should be low enough to get a decent swing here if you're fishing the mouth of the Renoose. And to be honest with you, the fish should take better. So yeah, there's your facts for Quarryville. We're gonna fish this out. There's 3 other guys fishing here. We got one guy straight ahead fishing the main Renoose. Sorry, that's the mouth of the Renoose right here. And then looks like there's 3 guys fishing the main rip up top. So that's kind of like lower Quarryville and upper Quarryville. Don't know where I'm gonna fish today, but anyways, there's a car coming in here. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get geared up and head down to the beach.
All right. I got Quarryville to myself. Well, minus 2 guys up there, but I basically just come right up there. I'm fishing the main current as opposed to the current coming over here. So the guy that's fishing what I got here, he can come with me as far as this. So the wind's at my back right now. I'm enjoying that. And throwing a massive line. If I hook a fish, man, does it ever seem fishy here. So like I was saying before, a few things I want to talk about. First off, if they ate us, if they ate us, if they ate us, if they ate us. Quarryville is great for this. Well, just taking a little chill nap here on the beach at Quarryville. I just did a pass at the pool, and nothing. No signs of life in Quarryville right now.
It's about 1:30. I'm gonna be fishing here today until 4 o'clock. I've kind of given myself a 4-hour window where if I think there are any fish running through, that would be the best time for them to be taking. And the best possible amount of swing out of the rip from the Renew side. So yeah, it's only 1:30 here now, so I mean, we got here a little bit after 12 o'clock. There's 3 guys here fishing when I got here, and I'm the only one. In my opinion, they're kind of leaving before it's even really getting good, but it's just me. It's my theory. Water levels on the main southwest. Shoot, I wrote it down. I want to say,
What is going on, guys? So it's about 4 o'clock. We are way up above Quarryville. This is actually probably the farthest above Quarryville that I've fished. Got lots of water up here, lots of structure. Guys down at the rip didn't like the way it was fishing. It just looked fishier up here. But yeah, true story. I think I'm going to focus on this upper section a lot. Throughout this run, fishing Quarryville. I don't know how good the mouth of the Renew is going to be. Pretty crummy. Yeah. The mouth of the Renew gets worse and worse each year. A lot of loose rock there, and it just pushes out further and further into the main river, and it's just getting more and more shallow. The guys just out wandering around. There's just one big pass through there. That was it. A lot more water up here, a lot more current. You definitely want to be careful about wading up here. You don't want to trip and lose your footing in here. This is, yeah, you want to be really careful wading in water like this. I'm always leery. I did actually work as a whitewater raft guide for quite a few years, and I do actually have a pretty extensive background working in whitewater environments. Don't know what I was doing there. That was a really bad cast. So yeah, I've seen 2 fish jump. The tide should start to turn anytime here in the next hour or so. Low tide was 2 o'clock, so should get by 4, should be its lowest. And then high tide, I think, is at 6 or 8. It might hold back because of this strong southwest wind, so the tide might be late pushing in tonight. Could be really good fishing here. The key to Quarryville is, like I was saying before, you gotta time the tide perfectly. I don't know what I was thinking there. If you want to talk to you guys, I mess my cast up. You really need to time your tides right in Quarryville here. You show up here and there's too much water, and there's just no swing down at the Renews. And even I've seen that there's no swing up here before, so never really want to show up to Quarryville and try to fish at high tide. The way I was taught to fish this place successfully, and it's worked out really well for me, has been plan your Quarryville times 2 hours before the low tide in Newcastle and 2 hours after. So the low tide in Newcastle today down at Miramichi is 2 o'clock. So I got here a little afternoon and planned to fish it out until 4, and then I figured the tide would push in. But I also didn't plan to come up here, so I could probably fish out a little longer than 4. We'll just see what my energy levels are like. And see, I've only seen 2 fish jump, and they were way down on the Renews, so. So we are Walking back to the car here at Quarryville. Pretty wicked day. No complaints on my end. Hooked my first bright fish of the season. Pretty stoked, got it on video. I'm just ecstatic about that. I mean, all while I was explaining how to fish the pool. It's pretty cool. And then I hooked a fish just like that. So awesome day, really. I'm wrapping her up at Quarryville today. I've seen more fish moving at Quarryville today than I've seen at any other section of the river in the last 5 weeks. I've seen a fish swim right through my feet pretty well. And I saw at least a dozen or so grilse and 2 salmon jump, all at Quarryville. That's why it's Quarryville's Quarryville. It's a good spot. Like it or love it, I'm gonna fish it. I'm gonna be fishing the top rip quite a bit more this year. So, anyways, the height of the main is still at a pretty good height. Last night it was at 0.79. So I don't know if it dropped a little bit more today, but the main is a great height. The main southwest. The Brunoosh doesn't have a gauge on it, but it's looking at a pretty good level as well. If I had time and energy, maybe another person fishing with me, I would beeline it up to some pools on the Brunoosh, because I did hear that there was some fish moving up the Brunoosh side this week. So that means there should be some fish in the Brunoosh. So it would be worth a poke up there when the water's still high and cool. So yeah, all right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm gonna walk across the river here, back over to the car. Thanks very much for watching. If you guys don't mind, if you like this content and it looks fishy enough for you, smack that subscribe button. Likes, shares, comments, they all help me a lot in trying to figure out how these YouTube algorithms work. I'm getting more and more subscriptions every day. I appreciate that, guys. It's wicked. Tell your friends. And let's get this YouTube channel up and going. I can't believe that after what you said, I'm filming today. That's something that's been on my bucket list for a long time. So cheers, guys.